Good morning, my beautiful people. Welcome back to another weekly vlog. I hope you loved the last one. It was a what I eat in a day. Now we are on to our whole week of prep before our half marathon. This is probably going to be a pretty long vlog. I'm going to try to get a lot of footage in here this week about how I'm prepping for my half marathon, how I'm making sure that even with travel that I'm being super diligent about my training. This morning on our agenda we have a 5 mile race pace run, and then we also have a 12-mile run this weekend, which is my last long distance run before our half marathon next weekend, which we're going to New York for. Next weekend's training will be lighter, obviously, just because I want to make sure that I have a really light day, or really light week in preparation, so I don't have any injuries or anything like that. Give myself time to really recover, heal, be in the best possible state that I can be in to go into our run. Y'all know the drill. When I have training runs and stuff or race pace runs, it's 6:13 in the morning. I usually get up at 5, so a lot of times I really just don't have that much food on my system because I'm not that hungry. I'm going to a Pilates class later, so I'm gonna eat in between that. You totally can eat before. Like, everybody asks me on TikTok whenever I do fasted sessions, like, why are you doing fasted cardio? There's no particular reason. Like, I'm not doing it because I burn fat faster. I'm not doing it because any reason other than just like, normally when I wake up in the morning, I prefer to just have my breakfast after. Now, when I'm doing my 12-mile runs on Saturday, because I run later than 5 a.m., I always have my breakfast before. So I'll have like a big bowl of oatmeal or a big bagel or something like that. And then I don't do my runs until like 9 or 10. So that's kind of what my routine looks like. It works for me. You totally can do whatever you want and however your body feels best. We're gonna go get our run in. I'm gonna do some mobility, work out my shoulders because I have a little bit of tension in my upper traps right now. We hit shoulders yesterday and now I'm really feeling it, which is annoying because I don't want to feel that during my run. But so I hope y'all love this video. I will see y'all when we get done with our run and hit it in there and kind of show y'all my results for what I'm running for right now. I know I've said this already, but this half marathon, I'm putting less pressure on myself. I trained really hard and was working on pace and everything for my last half marathon, and I honestly like exceeded my expectations as far as run time, what I wanted to do during the race. I came in first female overall, which was like perfect. Now this race, I really honestly just want to have fun, go to New York, get some good content, have an amazing time. I'm still gonna push myself during the race obviously, but I'm just not putting any pressure on myself as far as me having to hit a certain metric because I don't wanna, and that's a personal decision. So let's get into it. I just want to let all y'all know we just ate of that run, okay? I know it's loud in here, but I hit a PR. We did a 4-mile training run instead of 5, only because my speed was going so good, so I didn't want to push it to 5. I was like, I'm just gonna get everything I have for 4, and we did it in 29 minutes, which is a huge sled. But now I'm really gonna focus on recovery these next 2 days because that was like hard. I gassed myself out, and then try to be recovered for a 12-mile on Saturday. So that's how we're going. Happy Friday, you guys. I just pulled up to the gym, so I wanted to check in and kind of walk you through the rest of today before we get too deep into it. So I'm hitting a leg day today. I have my long run tomorrow, which is 12 miles, which I'm excited for because usually I train on like hilly terrain because I live in the mountains. Now I'm traveling home to see my parents for Easter, so they live on like flat land. So last time I ran there, granted I only did 7 miles, but my pace was like 7:13 because of how much of a difference it makes with like not running uphill a lot. So I think that's gonna be good training to just kind of get comfortable too with getting a long run under my belt before my half marathon in a week with some more flat land, just to kind of push myself with pace and stuff. But that is what we're doing tomorrow morning. I probably have to go grocery shopping whenever I get home there because my parents like don't have anything in the house as far as like food that, you know, I actually probably want to eat. And being in an aggressive cut right now, like I am staying really disciplined over the holiday. We are gonna have an Easter dinner, which I'm gonna pre-plan into my day. There are some things I'm gonna say no to just because that's my preference, and I don't think that's a negative. I think that a lot of times having a health goal and being really disciplined through like holidays or anything that's like outside of your normal routine, a lot of times on social media is deemed as like unhealthy or like disordered. It's all about the lens at which you look at things through. I'm looking at this event as like, I can work things in that are there into my day and be successful in my aggressive cut and enjoy myself. And because I've taught myself how to do both, I don't feel super deprived for a goal when I'm there, and I'm not like, oh, I'm not gonna enjoy with my family or I'm not gonna eat anything in front of me. I used to do that, and I used to feel really restricted, and I used to tell myself like I can't have any of this stuff if I want to be successful. Not true. But because now I've opened up my mindset to the fact that I can do both, my discipline comes from a healthy part of my brain rather than from a unhealthy part of my brain. You have to be okay with like learning and evaluating what's healthy and unhealthy for you. And for me, because I've created such a foundational, sustainable routine for myself, it's not hard for me to like navigate holidays and still check off my goals. It's honestly pretty easy. Like, I'll prioritize calories for things, and I'll prioritize balanced, high protein meals that keep me full and satisfied beforehand, before whatever event I have. And then I can check off both, and then I wake up the next day feeling incredible because I didn't take a step back from my goals or use it as an excuse to not say goal oriented, but I also didn't feel like restricted and not enjoy myself the whole time either. That's what true balance is, in my opinion. It's like finding that middle ground, maybe altering your goals just a little bit, or even using like maintenance calories if you need to, if you do have a weight loss goal. Giving yourself flexibility on times like that, but not saying completely screw it and going to the 0 to 100 mindset and being so overindulgent that you like ruin the holiday or the event for yourself too, because you didn't have healthy, balanced habits with food as well. So that's kind of my outlook on it. That's what we're gonna be doing this weekend. We're headed into the gym. I'm gonna hit a quad focused leg day and wrap everything up. I forgot my headphones, so that's horrendous. If I can get some shots of some of the things that I'm doing as far as moves that I love in the gym for quads, I will show y'all. If not, I'll see y'all back whenever I film the next part of this vlog. Rear leg pressing. Just a PSA also to let everybody know, strength training is the sole reason I'm confident in my body, and I've actually changed my body composition. And with long distance running, if I hadn't continued strength training 3 days a week, I 100% would have lost so much more muscle mass. Just take this as my PSA that is so important. And if I only had one form of training I could do for the rest of my life, it would be strength training. Easy, 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 easy. Okay guys, one of my favorite supersets to do is the adduction machine going in, inner thigh, matched with some dumbbell walking lunges, because the adduction machine targeting your adductors, walking lunges is targeting your quads, so it's a good superset to pair together to not fatigue your quads too bad whenever you're trying to accomplish like lifting heavy. Get things going in a quicker time whenever you're pressed for time. So that's what I'm doing right now. Sorry it's loud in here, but I'm gonna video these so y'all can see what I go back and forth between. These are my 2 last movements of my leg day. Okay, total we do that 3 times. I'm doing failure on adductions and then 3 by 10 each leg on walking lunges. And then we're tapping out and going home. Guys, look how cute this is. I just have to show y'all. I just came home for Easter. I had a 4-hour drive today. So we're in my childhood house, which is so cute and nostalgic. The last time I was here was a couple months ago. But look how cute my mom is. She literally put an Easter basket on my bed. She's an angel queen. Let's see what's in it. I haven't opened it yet. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. Nothing but cake. Raspberry white chocolate. That's literally my favorite kind. I don't know how she remembers that. If there's one thing about my mom, it's that she's about to make me feel loved, which is, she's just such an angel, like for real. Cherry slush Alani's because she knows. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Literally, I bought her these bracelets for Christmas and I wore them in Miami. She bought me the same ones. It has my initials on it. I know you can't see it, but it says KBS. It has my initials. I did nothing, like seriously, I did nothing to deserve this woman. Razors, because I always forget it when traveling. Refillables. Tampons, runner ones. Other thing I always borrow of hers when I'm traveling, makeup wipes. Oh my gosh, and the cutest freaking food scale. Shut up. And this is crazy timing because my food scale literally just died. The battery's on it and I brought it and it died. This is crazy. And this one's so cute and huge. Look how big this is. I love a large food scale that I can sit a big bowl on. And then claw clips, color lip shine, hand sanitizer mist, and a lot of claw clips. Oh my gosh. The flat clip. I'm excited to try that. 3 other claw clips. God's literal gift to earth. There's nothing I could be more thankful for on this earth than that woman. The purest, most perfect angel to ever exist. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you so much. Thank you. Good morning, my angel people. It is Saturday morning. So we had a few change of plans, not gonna lie. I'm moving my run to tomorrow. Reason being is because I woke up today not feeling that recovered, and this run is the last long distance run that I have to train before my half marathon next weekend. And so it's really not ideal if I'm not like recovered and can get the most out of it. Not to mention it works better in my schedule because today we just have weird schedules with my family, and we also have like a little outing dinner that we're supposed to go to for our friend's wedding shower. So with that being said, I was kind of just playing around with the idea of running tomorrow. It's Easter Sunday tomorrow, but we're not doing our family brunch until like 2 or 3, and so I thought it would be really good timing. Plus calorically it also works out better for me because I have my calorie banking day on my long run day, and I think today is going to be a lot more easily manageable within my steep deficit as far as hitting my 1300 calories today, because I can plan all my meals at home, and then we're just doing like hors d'oeuvres or like a little buffet at the dinner tonight, so it's not gonna be very hard to kind of stay within my calorie budget today if I do that. So with that being said, that's kind of the plan. I'm moving my 1650 1700 day to tomorrow so I can do my long run on my higher calorie day and also Easter. So I think it'll work out well because I can wake up late, I can have a really good carb loaded breakfast, you know, before my run, and then I probably won't obviously need, like after my run, I can eat Easter dinner and it'll be great. I think that's the plan. That's what we're changing it to. I wanted to get it out of the way, but honestly, it's been a nice slow Saturday morning. I'm about to make my yogurt bowl. I hit a new low this morning. I weighed in on my mom's scale, which her scale is pretty much the exact same as mine, and it's usually like pretty consistent. This is wrapping up our 4th total week, and I started my cut over 6 pounds heavier than I am right now, which is crazy. I think it's like 6.2 or something pounds heavier. So I'm definitely losing quicker than expected, or not than expected, but like quicker than a normal average weight loss, which is what we wanted for the aggressive cut, which works out perfectly. Wanted to show y'all how to make my yogurt bowl. I've been getting so many questions about my favorite biscoff yogurt bowl on TikTok and on Instagram, and I posted a video about it a while back that was like a recipe I used to do, but now this is an updated recipe and I make it a little bit different, so I thought it would be like more helpful to show y'all the actual like new updated recipe. So we're filming a day in the life currently on TikTok right now. I'm trying to do more realistic days in the lives because I think that they're really fun to see that, like, okay, just because I'm a content creator and it's my job doesn't mean that my life looks like beaches and Coachella and private flights. Like, I have a realistic normal person life. That's been fun to kind of showcase, and I think it's going well. So I'm gonna finish filming that, but we're also gonna film our yogurt bowl and put it in this video so y'all can see it. I'm just drinking a little cup of coffee. All my mom had for creamer was like some protein shakes, so that's what I put in here. It's currently like 7:30. So okay, so number 1, I'm going in with Fauye. This is my favorite yogurt ever. If you're not using Fauye, you're crazy. This is like for real life-changing. We're going in with 250 grams because I used to do 300 whenever I wasn't as calorie short, but now I have to be a little bit more conservative so that I have enough room for the rest of my meals. Can't be out here spending 500 calories on a yogurt bowl. Next on the plate, we're going in with Legion salted caramel. This changes the game in yogurt bowls. It is 100% the best flavor to put in out of any protein powders I've ever tried. So if you haven't tried it, you need to. I'm going in with 15 grams of this. Normally I would do 20 grams like if I wasn't in a cut. Like I said, we kind of skim down on all the ingredients just to save a little bit of calories where we can so that we can get more volume in throughout the day. This is also essential. I seriously go in with 6 packs of Splenda in here. You don't have to do that. I know some of y'all are the artificial sweetener police, but it makes it thicker and a lot better. So if you're not putting Splenda in here, you can use any sweetener that you want. I've tried stevia after people recommended it to me. I hate the taste of stevia, so I will not be getting on that train, but I do 6 packets in here and then mix it all up. Now we're going in with the toppings, you guys. This is the easy part. I gotta go get my twisted dough though because I forgot it. 1 second. The twisted dough I've been loving is the confetti lately. It looks like this. You can use whatever flavor you want, but this one is pretty, like, heats up pretty good and drizzles pretty well. My absolute favorite is the salted caramel, but I'm out of that. So we're gonna have to make do for today. So I honestly just try to get like some big scoops of this and then try to kind of drizzle it over the top. Sometimes it's hard to drizzle. I just do it like this. Now it looks like this with the stuff drizzled over the top, if you can see that. And I've just already put a dash of organic cinnamon on there. I put a lot of cinnamon. I like it to have some in every bite. Dash her up. It should like basically look brown at this point. And now our next 2 toppings that we're going in with are the most important. We have some white chocolate chips, just the sugar-free kind, and then this is the most important ingredient, okay? We absolutely have to have the Biscoff Lotus cream cookies. I don't know if y'all have ever had these, but they are a complete game changer. One of my flight attendants gave them to me on a plane, and ever since then, I have not been able to stop eating these. They're insane on yogurt bowls. If you're missing it, check yourself because you need it on here. Look at our beautiful masterpiece. Let me see if I can zoom in without dumping it out. This is what it looks like when you're completely done. When I tell you this is the best yogurt bowl combination you will absolutely ever make. Like, please look at how beautiful she is. You will not regret it. It's something that I do and look forward to every single morning. I think I ate it like seriously like 10 days in a row, took 1 day break from it and ate some cottage cheese avocado toast, and now I'm back. This is your sign, and I know it's annoying to order products like the twisted dough, but it changes it. It changes it. You need it. You can use code K-Story for money off, of course, but the salted caramel protein powder and the confetti or salted caramel or cake batter twisted dough on top of this, absolute game changer. That's what we're having for breakfast. I don't know what lunch will be yet because we're gonna be heading into town for some errands and stuff that we have to run. But I'll keep y'all updated, of course, and let y'all know how the day goes. Kisses. Okay, is the new tripod tripoding, period. I have you like literally tied around a pole right now. I think this is gonna have to do. So we have to kind of like rush and get ready. It's 4:44, we have to leave at 5:40, and I just showered, so I'm gonna do my makeup. Cracked open the Lonnie because I was literally about to fall asleep on the couch a while ago. But I thought we could speed do our makeup together just because I get so many questions about my makeup routine on TikTok like all the freaking time. And I can do it a little bit more in depth on YouTube than I can on TikTok, so I hope you'll enjoy this. It's gonna be a little bit of a roller coaster though because we're in a hurry, so I'm just gonna explain everything as I go. So sorry if this is chaotic. Oh my god, y'all, when your freaking pencil thing dumps out in your bag, that's like seriously the end of the road for me. Okay, very first thing I do, sorry if the products are blurry, I don't have to have time to make sure this focuses every time. Okay, I'm going in with e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This stuff is so freaking good and it makes sure makeup lasts forever. This and the One Size Setting Spray is like my go-to. Oh my gosh, guys, I do not want to do, I don't know, I told y'all this already that I'm pushing my run off until tomorrow, but the last thing I freaking want to do is run 12 miles tomorrow. I'm just like so burnt out. I trained really hard for my first half marathon. I'm wetting my beauty blender, by the way. And honestly, I think I just burnt myself out a little bit with like pushing for certain metrics as far as like pace and stuff like that. I don't even know which one I'm supposed to use because I have like 6 different shades. Okay, we're just gonna guess. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. This one is so delish. Okay, that one's out. Beautiful. Let's try the second one. I think I really honestly kind of burnt myself out with running and like pushing for so much improvement, which I feel like is normal whenever you start running. You know, I was really fueling for a performance goal for a while there, training for my half marathon, because whenever I went into my maintenance after my cut last year, I always like having some sort of goal, and I was kind of really set on, okay, I want to do a performance goal because I had finished obviously my goals as far as what I wanted my physique to look like. And so when I was maintaining that, I was like, it's perfect time to long distance run, and it was, and I did great at my marathon, but I think I just booked this one too far out. In the beginning for my first race, this was intentionally supposed to be my first race when I booked it, but I booked one in the middle just with intentions of like, okay, let me train for and get a race under my belt before the New York race, because in my mind I thought I wanted my New York race to be like the #1 priority and like do really good at this race. But since I did really good at the last race, now I'm kind of like, okay, I just want New York to be like a vacation and for content and to enjoy the run and to just like chill the freak out, because I kind of did burn myself out with training, not gonna lie. Which that's what off seasons are for. Like, you're not supposed to be like your top performance as far as races 24/7. Like, that's just not healthy. I do think if I was in the same mindset as I was then, I probably would be like running this race all out. But I feel like my mind's gonna change whenever I get out there like on the actual course, because I'm still fast. I'm just not as fast as I was ending last time. Okay, we're going in with e.l.f. concealer. This is the hydrating camo one. I really like this one, and I put it underneath my eyes right here, and then a little bit down on my cheeks right here, and I let this sit. I don't use a lot, like just little tiny dots, and I let this sit while I do my eyebrows because we're opening up a new e.l.f. stick. I use the ultra precise brow pencil from e.l.f. This is a new one. Oh, I feel like when I do get out there to race, I'll probably, maybe it won't be as fast as my last half, which is fine, but I'll probably still try my best, because even whenever I'm long distance running now, I'm still like pushing myself, just not as intensely as I was. So, and not to mention right now it makes sense that I'm not hitting as like fast of races and stuff as I was, because when I was training for my last one, I was in maintenance, and so I was hitting a lot of high calories and like just had a lot more fuel on my system. Whereas now in my cut, my little aggressive cut that I'm doing is honestly more priority to me than like slaying this half marathon just because I slayed the last one. If I wouldn't have done as well at the last one as I wanted to, I would have probably honestly like not have done this aggressive cut and would have just kept training to kind of hit the half marathon goals. But since I already checked that off the list of the last half marathon, I'm kind of like, okay, I wanted to start my cut and get the majority of it out of the way before summer. So that was the vibe. Honestly, just personal preference. But I would suggest, like, I get a lot of questions about, Kelly, how are you still performing so well running while you're in your cut? Like, how are you not getting injured? Y'all, I'm not performing as well. Like, I don't push myself to the point where I feel like I'm gonna get injured because my body isn't as nourished and as fueled as it was last time. So like, I'm prioritizing physique goals right now over performance goals just because that's my personal preference. But if you're trying to run a race and really train hard for it, like I was at my last half, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it during a deficit if that's like your top priority. As far as like, you want to do really well at the race and want to perform your absolute best. Like, if that's your top priority for your goals, that doesn't really align well with the deficit because you're just not going to perform your best under fueled. Like, that's just not the point. Pick a goal and stick to it. Stick to the one that's most important to you. But as far as running goes, I think I got some questions from my clients this week about fueling for runs. So just my personal preference, like what I do before race day is different than what I do like in a deficit, like while I'm in my cut, right? So before race day, my last half marathon, because I was prioritizing my performance over anything and I wasn't worried about being like in a cut and I was at my maintenance calories and that kind of thing, because that was what I was focused on at the time. What I did for fueling was I did 2 gels during my half marathon. So I did one halfway through at like the 6-mile mark, I think, and then I did one at the, I think, 10-mile mark. Gave me a lot of energy and honestly like did really well, like really helped. I noticed an immediate difference whenever I did the gels in the middle. I used the honey stinger ones. I packed one for myself and then I did one that the marathon people gave me and their brand was not good. So I definitely recommend taking your own and doing the honey stinger. I'm just blending out this concealer like under my eye to get it really blended, and then I'm gonna gel my eyebrows. But what I do as far as food goes before I run long races is the day before I try to hit about 60% of my diet in carbs. A normal diet during like cut or maintenance normally when it comes to like just a regular day-to-day is about 40% carbs, I would say. So I increase that to 60 the day before my run, and then my pre-run meal, I make sure that it is pretty much all carbs almost. I don't eat a lot of protein or anything before just because protein keeps me really full. And if I don't feel super light while I'm running, I like seriously want to throw up. Okay, I'm using the Milk Ultra Clear Brow, the Kush Gel Brow or whatever it is. Anyway, so my ideal meal that I'll be eating before my New York half marathon is 100% a bagel. How could I run a half marathon in New York and not eat a bagel? Like what? I noticed last time I did my race day, I had like a granola bar. I had a bagel, a full Thomas like cinnamon raisin bagel with jam, and that was like perfect. And then I had 2 gels. Okay, I'm going in with my Huda Beauty setting powder underneath my eyes and I'm gonna bake with this. I love baking. I don't know why we left that in 2016. So yeah, that's what I plan on doing again. I'll do bagels before. I'm like super nervous because I just got my wave assignment for my half marathon in New York and I'm the first wave. And we literally have to be there at 5:15. Like, be so for real. I'm gonna have no sleep because I booked our hotel because we're staying there for multiple days. The half marathon is in Brooklyn, but I booked our hotel in Midtown and now I'm like regretting that, but I wanted to like spend more of our time in Midtown while we were there. And so the reason I did it is because I wanted to be able to walk to dinner and stuff. And now I'm like, it's gonna take me 30 minutes to get from the hotel. Okay, this is Patrick Ta bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer. I use the powder one. I don't use the other one much unless I'm like really going all out and need it to last, like pageant makeup vibes. But anyways, I booked our hotel in Midtown and now I'm like regretting that because I'm like, freak, I have a 30-minute drive. I did not expect to be in wave number 1. I don't know why, but I didn't expect, honestly, I didn't read enough into it because I'm a planner, but I'm like a last minute planner where I'm like planning everything, making reservations like the week before, which I already have our reservations for all of our restaurants in New York, which is crazy because I don't usually do it that early, but I knew New York reservations were so hard to get. So I was like, I'm making them so in advance. My go-to #1 blush is Rare Beauty Happy. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I tried like 3 different drugstore blushes when I ran out of this last time and they sucked. So I will never do that again. But anyways, I booked pizza the night before as our dinner because I was like, that's gonna be a perfect carb load for the day before my run. So I'll be carb loaded off of pizza the day before. We're definitely gonna do brunch after. I tried to make a brunch reservation in Brooklyn. Why do none of the Brooklyn places take reservations. Like it's like only walk-ins. Okay, next thing I do while this is still baking is I go in with the Thrive Cosmetics. It's like lash something. It's the tubing mascara from them. But I'm gonna do this first and then I scrape it off like my eyelids and stuff before I put any like powders on my eyes so I don't scrape those off with it. My week is so crazy this week, you guys, because I'm leaving here, which I'm 4 hours away from my house right now at my parents' house. I'm leaving here after Easter on Tuesday. I'm gonna have 1 day, 2 nights at home, 1 day to pack, and then we're leaving for New York on Thursday morning. Trying to keep up with everything is insanity. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I have to concentrate while I do this or I'm gonna poke myself in the literal eyeball. It's currently 5:01. We need the Lonnie break. Let's do a manifestation break because the last time I manifested to get to work with Alani in a YouTube video, it happened. So here's what we're manifesting this year in 2025. Number 1, top manifestation. I'm getting sponsored by an activewear brand that I love. Honor, Gymshark, Athleta, Lulu. Hello, any of you guys, I love you so much. Would be so glad to rep a brand and have a home. Also, long-term Alani partnership. And amen. Now I need to wipe this bake off. Y'all, I'm kind of low-key scared. I'm gonna see people I know from college. Okay, where the freak is my lip liner? Okay, do y'all wanna know who my new obsession is? I'm so obsessed with, what's her name, Perry off of Love on the Spectrum. You got me so messed up. She is the cutest girl I've ever seen. I love her. I wish she was an influencer. I would watch her content every freaking day. I would go on the train with you. Oh, this is Super Size Me by Charlotte Tilbury that I'm doing on my lip liner, by the way. I do also overload my lips. Oh my gosh, I forgot to shave my mustache. Hopefully this doesn't look too bad over my makeup. Also, can y'all tell me y'all's opinions in the comments about Katy Perry going to the moon? Because I'm a hater. I'm sorry. I don't even want to be a hater. The only reason I'm a hater is not because it's Katy Perry that's going to the moon. It's because when you're in a space dominated where you're not supposed to be, right? It's like, okay, people who worked really hard to get there. Say like I got invited to the White House, right? I'm not going to be like, we put that ass in the astronaut. Bestie. Like if I was a scientist, I would be so pissed. And then what I do for my eyes is now that this mascara is kind of like dried on top of my eyes, I pretty much just take a spoolie and I kind of like flake it off like this before I put any mascara, or sorry, eyeshadow on. Just because if you do your eyeshadow first, you're gonna get the mascara on your eyeshadow. Okay, and then for eyeshadow, I just go really simple. I use this Mario Master palette or whatever, and I seriously just go in with this like tiny white shade, and I just put it all over my eyeball. I just love like a whited out eye. Like look how blank of a canvas that looks. It looks so good. And then my highlight always blends in really well with it. For highlight, I go in with this Ancient Jaclyn Hill palette with these two right here. And then I just pop this on the corner. And then I put it down my nose. And then last thing, we do one size setting spray all over our face because this for real makes your makeup last like 12 days. And there is our final look. I hope you guys love it. This is like my go-to. This is what I do every single time. I would totally take you along to do my hair, but I actually don't have time. I have 30 minutes and I'm not even dressed or have my hair done or dried, so I gotta go. Love you so much and thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Actually, I'll show you the final look in the car whenever we get in the car. Okay, hi, we made it to the final look. This is what she's looking like, curled hair. I got these earrings and this necklace from Target today and the shirt, and it was like $37 total, so that was a huge slay. So off we are headed to the dinner. I'm starving, so hopefully the food's good, but other than that, let me know if y'all try out my makeup routine and if you love it. Hi besties, good morning. It is currently 8:06 on Sunday morning, Easter morning. I'm getting my run out of the way now, so I just got dressed. We are ready to go kill it. I sadly forgot my freaking strap for my phone, so I'm having to use an Apple Watch, but we're gonna make it work. We have 12 miles. I already just ate my carb-loaded breakfast. I had some oats and strawberries. I'll put a picture on the screen right here so y'all can see what I had. I tend to go for like lower protein options whenever I have a long run like this. Super carb heavy with a little bit of protein drizzle on top, but nothing crazy. That was more so just for flavor. And then we'll make up for protein later after our run for recovery and all of that. Let's go get into it. We're gonna pop on the trail. It's probably gonna take me around an hour 40 or so. I don't really know what I'm shooting for, but I'll let y'all know how the run goes whenever we conclude. And then all our plans are after that are making Easter lunch, and I'm gonna come home and shower and we're gonna start making dinner. Really, other than that, we have nothing too crazy on the agenda today, which is exciting because once I get this run over with, I'm just gonna wanna relax. This is our last long run before a half marathon next week. Let's just hope it goes well. I'm gonna zone out, try to tap into the runner's high, and come back and celebrate Easter with the fam. Okay, you may be seeing this and thinking, oh my gosh, Kelly's back from her run. Like, how did it go? She said it was gonna go amazing because it was so pretty outside and she was feeling good. Wrong. Got like seriously not even half a mile into my first mile and I was getting an insane side stitch. It was so bad I couldn't even keep running. So that's a rookie mistake for me, not being super hydrated. I usually drink so much water normally that I just like never really think about that. I definitely am low on some vitamins and minerals and hydration because I like seriously couldn't make it through. That, and it was so extremely windy that I don't even know if I could have made it on the way back because of how windy it was. Like the dust was blowing in my eyes so bad from the fields and the wind was so strong. I was having trouble like walking through it. Felt like I was trudging through quicksand. So honestly, probably didn't work out for a reason. We pivot. We walked like 12,000 steps, ended up doing like maybe 5 miles or so, 5 to 6 miles as far as just walking to get my activity in for the day. But we're pivoting. I have everything mapped out on how I'm going to do my schedule moving forward since this is kind of screwing up my split before my half marathon. So what we're gonna do is combine some things. I'm gonna do my evening long distance run tomorrow. So we're gonna move the 12 miles to tomorrow after work. Tuesday, I'm gonna do a leg day before I travel back home. Wednesday, we're gonna do a three mile training run and upper body and just combine those. Thankfully, obviously my running schedule the week before half marathon race day next Sunday isn't too heavy with mileage because obviously that's how it's structured to not like to prevent injury and just make sure I'm really recovered and ready for the race. So there's not a whole lot we have to fit in, which is good. Thursday, I'm gonna take a rest day because we're traveling to New York, so I'm not gonna have time to probably get a workout in that day because our flight leaves like seriously like 6 a.m. Friday, we're gonna do a leg day and a short distance race pace run and combine those two. Saturday, I'm just gonna do like a really short distance race pace run, like maybe 2 miles and walk core and mobility. Because if this happens on race day, I will absolutely. We are whipping up Easter dinner or Easter lunch right now, okay? I wanted to walk y'all through all the meals we're having because even though I didn't do my run today, I'm still using this as my calorie banking day. If you don't know, in my aggressive cut, I've been doing a plan where 5 days out of the week, I have lower calories and then I calorie bank those for 2 days out of the week where I'm doing like a longer run and maybe need it for flexibility on the weekends. I had planned it to work for run and Easter lunch today since those are both circumstances that I needed higher calories for. However, since run didn't work out this morning, we're still gonna be doing it just because I have a bunch of good foods for Easter that I wanna enjoy and have a little bit more caloric room for. So let me walk you through what we got cooking. Okay, so on Easter dinner, I like to prep some things myself too that are just on holidays in general that I can kind of add and bulk up my meals with outside of just like having the super calorically dense stuff. So this kind of helps me have a well-balanced meal. So we have roasted potatoes here, which are gonna be so freaking delish. These are like the same way I make it at home. In there is baked skillet mac and cheese, so I'll show y'all that whenever we get done. We have, oh, you can't see this down here either, but this is our honey baked ham. That's our honey baked ham in there, which I will be eating because honey baked ham is so elite and a good protein source. We also have green beans in here, so I am cooking green beans like I do at home. We're steaming them in the microwave, like the long stem green beans, and then we're gonna roast them. So I'm just getting them kind of steamed and everything in there first. Those need to go in there a little bit longer. And then look at this glorious dessert. Mom bought a huge nothing bundt cake. So this is the white chocolate raspberry one. I already sliced it for everybody just so it's ready. We're also cooking rolls, which we're gonna put in there a little bit later. And then gotta butter these and get some of them on the skillet. I think that might wrap it up. Oh, I did make some protein fluff. So let me show you this really quick. I love doing Cool Whip with protein powder, and it's basically like fruit dip, but let me show you the texture of it because it's honestly so good. It's like marshmallow fluff. We have that. I'm just keeping it cool in the freezer, and then I cut up a bunch of strawberries that we can eat that with too. Right there in the fridge. And that's pretty much everything that we have on the agenda for tonight. So I'll give you a rundown when I make my plate, but how I approach this, just to make sure I stay within the calorie budget that I want, is kind of just whatever I can measure beforehand, I do. If not, I don't stress about it. I'm more so work off estimations, and then I'll be measuring my stuff out onto my plate in like cups. Also have my food scale here too, and my family, they know how I am. They don't care, they support me, so I might whip that thing out too. I'll show you the plate when we grub.